Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly rundown with Sonja Marie. I'm with Wordlife Astrology, here to give you some weekly inspiration and astrological information to better your week in some kind of way. I really do pray that this information lands purposely in your heart, in your soul, to better your steps this week, all right? If you are new to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you. Please like and share and subscribe and do the things that we do over here. And if you are coming back, welcome back. I so appreciate your support and you sharing this information. If not through technology, through your words, through your life, through your decisions to be better. That's even more important. Let's get started. What's going on this week? I can't stand it, and I want to talk to you about it, all right? Before we get going, though, let me remind you of some beautiful things that's happening over in Wordlife Astrology. Number one, we are going to Belize July 11th through the 15th of this year. There's a few spots available, so if you want to get down, clowns, come on. Go to my website at wordlifeastrology.com for all of the details. Also, I'm offering up a 6-month devotion, and what that is, it includes several readings as well as homework and check-ins and information to help you go through some things. I mean, some stuck places, altering your personality, on allowing you to see life in a different way so you can evolve and do better for yourself, more importantly. And then thirdly, I'm offering up the village. We are a whole month in and we've had 2 sessions already. I'm in love with the group of people that we have. Our village talks about all things spiritual and astrological. We meet bi-monthly, and it is a private forum. So check that information out on my website as well, okay? Okay. Enough of all of that. Let's get down into the week. Today is Monday, like I said, January 29th. And what's going on today? It's a little interesting thing. So here's the real deal. The deal is that we are in Aquarius season. And always remember this. Whatever season that we're in, they are the leaders, so to speak. They are leading with the vibration of the sun. The sun is saying this energy, this vibration, this meaning, this understanding is what's helping us all, regardless of what sign you are, okay? So Aquarius offers up some very heady information. Aquarius is a genius. Understand this. They are very equipped to break things down cerebrally in a way in which most people can't. Most signs can't. So we are all being plagued to stimulate our brains, to get a plan together, to know that you know that you know. This week offers up some interesting knowing. We are feeling like that we are coming to our own. However, this week offers up the analogy of a party that we don't necessarily want to be in. Let me get to the details. Today, the moon will trine Mars. Today, the moon will trine Uranus. Today, the moon will trine Mercury. That sounds like a good thing. Well, if anybody knows anything about trines, trines are harmony. That means it comes together, 2 particular planets or 2 particular energies come together to bring harmony. So there's a lot of harmony when it comes to movement, when it comes to figuring a thing out, when it comes to feeling like we have the logic together, like we have the details together. We have all the information that we need in order to be different, in order to think different. However, some never. There's this inspiration that maybe we are left out there by ourselves today. That maybe we are the only ones that really feel what we're feeling, in a sense of being hyped and excited about this newness that is coming in. Why? Because also today, Mars trines Uranus. This is what I wanted to focus on. Uranus says, be open to be motivated to climb the mountain. Okay? Mars brings energy. Mars brings motivation. Mars brings sex as well. So there's a couple of scenarios that can play out today with Mars trining Uranus. Maybe we feel, again, motivated to be the individual that we are, motivated to push through any weird situations that didn't seem normal at first, but you go, you know what? I actually dig that. I get that. I understand that. It's quite different, but I'm with the difference. Let's keep going. Uranus also brings surprises. So possibly maybe today, and sometimes the energy lingers lingers a day or two before and after. Maybe you'll feel like somebody calls and says, hey, we gotta go. We gotta do this right now. We don't have time. Like a switch needs to happen, and so does the energy. Mainly feeling like you don't have time to think about a thing. Or possibly a third scenario could be like, maybe your sexual orientation is changing. Maybe you feel differently attracted to other people. Uranus, again, brings the unconventional, in quotes, right? It brings the weirdo. It brings things that are not, in a sense, normal to society. And even though there's a wonderful, wonderful queer and gay and LGBT, please, this is not disrespect if I don't understand or say all the letters, because I don't get them all the time. But this is a wonderful world in which we are creating. However, some never. There are still people in the closet. There are still people dying because they are different. There are still people feeling squelched and not liberated when it comes to their sexuality. Possibly, maybe you're feeling that. I say, go on and be you. Be the best you that you can be. Like I said at the top of this is all flanked with the idea that we know, with the idea that we have the information, with the idea that I'm a genius in this thing because I know my life. I know who I am. So as the week goes on, we have some challenges with that because there are some people that think that they know it a little bit better than you do. And that's where these Capricorn energies come in. Let's get going. On Tuesday, the moon goes into Libra. Now, this is an awesome time to get with your boo, to have some conversations, to understand that partnerships are definitely necessary in our life, right? To understand that the feeling of justice and being fair is necessary on this day, whenever the moon is in Libra. On Wednesday, check it out. The moon will still be in Libra, but it trines the sun because the sun is in Aquarius. Oh, good. Now, this is the good feeling about, or I should say, this is the good thing about the sun being in Aquarius because the sun is alley-ooping with the moon saying, yo. I understand that you want fair situations in your partnerships, the sun says. I understand that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the genius on it. I'm going to put the non-confrontational energy on it. I'm going to put the weirdo on it. I'm going to make sure that these justice, fair, partnership-orientated, medianship, that's a word, type of situations that need to come together with the correct intellect and with serving humanity. The moon and the sun comes together on Wednesday to allow us to utilize our intellect and our gift for superficiality a little bit better. If you don't understand that in one sentence on Wednesday, it's time to pull back and look at things from a broader perspective as opposed to putting your feelings into a thing and feeling like somebody is chumping you, feeling like someone knows you better than you know yourself. Don't take it personal. Just see things from a bird's eye view. Also on Wednesday, the moon will square up Mars. Mars is asking with practicality, not cynical ways of being or indecisiveness, to push through some things that you know that are outdated in your partnerships, that you know that are outdated when it comes to being fair. Mars is in Capricorn. That moon will be in Libra. Capricorn says, we just got to get to the top of the mountain. We have to be ambitious about certain things. We have to know that we know that we are worth it. And now we've been working hard building these blocks. So we have no time for indecision. Specifically, we have no time for you to decide whether your partner is going to join you on the next leg of your tour. We have no time to decide whether being fair to a group of people at one particular time is no longer being fair to them now. Let me pause on that. Let me download on that. Why? Because possibly maybe you're around people or in your job situations that see you switching, that see you changing, that see you want to move Mars and motivate Mars in a different direction. But their allegiance to you, their need to be fair and to be attached to you and to be your partner is going up against this new power and this new climb that you have. You see what I'm saying? There was an analogy that I mentioned on Instagram that I like to reiterate. And this week feels like us sitting in a party literally in a party, and there's some people over there drinking and smoking, having a good time. Some folks over there dancing and having a good time. There's people behind us talking it up, having a great time. And although we can relate to all these little pods of entertainment, we absolutely feel bored and uninvited. That's what it feels like. So on Wednesday, right in the middle of this week, when we are being motivated by Mars to climb the ladder and to stay as social as possible, because the moon in Libra says, yes, let's be charming, let's be out there. Mars is in Capricorn is saying, but I don't want to be among these people in these situations, in this job situation in which I feel like I'm not appreciated. And how about this? I'm not moving up, George Jefferson. I'm not going to the top right now, because I'm looking around, looking at things that don't serve me any longer. And at the same time, simultaneously, they're telling me what it is that I need. In those scenarios, at that particular party, sometimes all you got to do is watch and be observant. Because the more you say, the more you try to defend yourself, the more you try to prove yourself to yourself or to other people, the more you get caught up in the barbed wire fence of reality, trying to, again, prove yourself, live your life for other people, live your life for the world. The world is changing. And there are so many different subdivisions of groups that are happening right now that you may not be in the same subdivision as your best friend, in the same little group as your mom, your dad, your son. You may have to break off for a little while. Why? To increase your interest in a particular area of your life. I hope this is making sense out there. I really, 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 really do. Please comment below and let me know if you felt this anytime throughout the week where you're pushed and pulled, and not on some ego thing. Understand the difference between ego's reaction and the actual reaction to this particular aspect is ego says, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it because I want to do it. The other reaction, the conscious reaction, is to sit back and watch it and allow yourself to navigate through it consciously without fighting. Because Aquarius energy, sun in Aquarius, we're in Aquarius season, does not like confrontation. We don't have to fight in order to prove how dope we are. Just be dope. And sometimes we just got to allow the suds, the people, the information, the party to change on its own. That's enough of that. On Thursday, the moon goes into Scorpio. Yup, at 3:37 p.m. So before that, we'll have a little bit of the moon being in Libra still. 3:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it goes into Scorpio. Now bust this. When it goes into Scorpio, it will square Pluto. The emotional need to go deeper upsets the power of humanity and or the need to transform. Today may be the case of finding out something too soon for your liking. Meaning, again, more of that push and pull in your power structure. Whereas Mars is about making it happen and doing it, Pluto is about sitting in it and knowing that things need to change and transform from the inside out. When the moon in Scorpio squares against Pluto's need to transform, it's a little bit hairy, especially if that moon is in Scorpio. Why? Because the moon in Scorpio says you got to go deeper. And too many people, including myself, are tired of going deep. Now, the thing about going deep is to continue to uncover and recover and understand and unearth information about yourself, habits about yourself, things that you're holding on to that you don't necessarily want to bring into the next space and time. I feel like a broken record because I've actually said this a bunch of times, but this is how dope the universe is. The universe doesn't give you one or two chances to clean out, to change. Doesn't give you one or two warnings. The universe oftentimes gives us several warnings until it's time to just be done and unplug the thing. You get that? So Thursday says, I need you to go deeper even if you don't want to. Because you going deeper in your emotions, pulling out mysteries, pulling out outdated habits that you've had. And squirrel, by the way, squirrel is like a little diversion for those new people. I'm gonna come back. But squirrel, if it took you 30 years, if it took you 20 years, if it took you 45 years to develop a habit, it's absolutely going to take you a little bit of time to get rid of that habit. You dig? So on Thursday, it offers you up a chance to see what other things in your life that you need to unearth so you can move into this new space, move into this Pluto in Aquarius energy, this humanitarian energy that says, I need you to be an individual for the group. I need you to be the best that you can be for yourself and for the group. Keep going deeper, y'all. Okay, on Friday, the moon stays in Scorpio, and it is going to be opposition Jupiter. I like that on some level. Why and why? Because the deeper you go, the more you find, the more opportunities can come to you. Jupiter is interesting. It is a giver. It's like, I got you, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, Oprah style, right? But absolutely, when it comes to the rules of the universe says, if you do some more work on top of you get a car, you get a car. If you ask for the car, if you work your ass off for the car, you might get a better car. Instead of Oprah giving you a Ford, you might get a Benz out this mug. You see what I'm saying? So on Friday, it says the opposite. It's like, yo, the deeper you go, Scorpio moon energy, into your emotional body, into your karmic energy, into your habits, old habits that don't work any longer, the more you can receive from Jupiter on the other end of that, which is in Taurus. Come on now. On Friday, Mercury sextiles Neptune. Bring thoughts and ideas and planning from the ethers to form. Pen to paper, listen and make a way. I love that. Why? Because Neptune is one of my favorite planets, by the way. They all are my favorite on some level, because they all do really, really good things. In any case, Neptune is a planet of delusion and confusion and drugs and alcoholism, but also imagination and music and art and dream time and psychic information and intuitive information. Neptune is about everything that you can feel, but you can't touch it. So if it's sextile in Mercury, which is the planet of information, actual brain information, like Rolodex information. They still have Rolodexes out there? Probably not. But just like a whole slew of information. Also, Mercury is about writing and speaking, being an orator. Mercury is about technology as well. So when it hooks up with Neptune, it's saying, write those dreams. It's saying, speak the plan into motion that's coming through the ethers. What's hitting you in your dream time on Friday? Like who's coming to you? What grandmother or great-great-grandfather is coming to you and say, baby, you got to open up that bakery. You got to do this thing. Put it to paper, pen to paper, thought to plan. That's on Friday. Also on Friday, the moon will sextile Venus. So if there's a lot of sextiling happening, which is harmony, by the way, same as trines. If you do all of this excavation with this moon in Scorpio saying go deep in who you are, here comes the desires again. Here comes that internal flame. Venus is that internal flame, love. Here comes the money, honey. Here comes the passion and the quality of life that needs to improve for you. There's a slice of happiness in Friday that makes you feel you're actually doing your thing. Sticking with the analogy, there's a slice of happiness on Friday that says, you know what? I think I need to leave this party, and I'm happy about it. I think it's time is up. And you don't need no excuses. The babysitter called or my husband said this. No, you just say to yourself, by looking at all the things that's around in that party that serve you and don't any longer serve you, and you go, I'm all right with this scene. I'm getting out of here. I'm blowing this popsicle stand. That's what feels good for you on Friday, because your desires will match up with the fact that you have excavated all kinds of information, emotional information with that moon in Scorpio to say, you know what? I've done my best. I've done what I needed to do in this moment in time. Please remember that as you are doing that, do yourself a favor not to feel so confronted by the things that don't make sense to you. What I mean by that is that moon is squaring the sun on Friday. So the sun in Aquarius says, we know it already. Let's go. Let's move. Let's do what we need to do. Aquarius energy, which is awesome and brilliant. And remember, it's the leader of the sky. Yes, but don't get so harried nor hairy about moving faster than is necessary. Oftentimes when you recognize the situations in the party and you say that it's time to go, on your way home, you are sitting in the car and you're mulling over and you're thinking about the things that was said and the things that was not said, and you're recognizing your maturity in that situation. On Friday, that's the moment to do that. Is to sit back and recognize your mature levels as opposed to getting arrogant, knowing I know what I know. Some people at the party had no idea who I was. You get that? This is a check on ourselves as we navigate this weird planet of ours, this lovely, beautiful, actually magnificent planet of ours that human beings have turned out in its own way. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. The bottom line is, don't feel so harried about these changes that need to be made and that are being made without you, cuz like on the real, there's not too much we have to do except know when it's time to go and when it's not. And by the way, we might be plagued with a little indecision this week because Libra is in there. The moon in Libra brings in some indecision, a couple of days prior. Don't worry about the indecision. The decisions that you need to make will come to you. Pause, relax, watch the party, watch the scene. Make your moves when it feels good and shine as much as possible, knowing that as the weirdo, as this unique person that you are, you will absolutely make some way. You will succeed. You just have to be patient. On a Saturday, the moon stays in Scorpio and it will sextile Mars. Here we go. Here's the movement. Here's the motivation. Mars is in Capricorn and Scorpio moon likes Mars in Capricorn. It says embrace what comes up so you can move forward and or have a good sexual release. I threw sex in the mix this week purposely because I want y'all to remember that Mars is about sex as well as motivation and execution and needing to do some things. And I also want to make note that sexual release is incredibly healthy. And oftentimes, and I know it's going to sound funny and a lot of people are going to be high-fiving me out there, but oftentimes when we have a good ejaculation, men and women, we are new people after that. That's what you're called to do, to release sexually in some kind of way so these chakras can open up and you can feel like your creative self again. Go on and do it, is what I'm saying. Because maybe that release will allow you to see how dope you are because you've been stuffed in the basement for so long and you've been dealing with everybody else's opinion and conditioning of you for so long. It has become a part of your fabric. Sometimes we need a release from our kundalini, from our first and second chakra that reminds us of our innate motivation, the motivation that we have from ourselves, from our creation that we brought to ourselves when we got to the planet. I hope that makes sense. Come on, y'all. Also on Saturday, the moon trines Neptune. This says yes to new inspiration. Don't you love it? The moon in Scorpio brings passion and brings determination with Neptune and its etherealness, its imagination. That moon in Scorpio says we can do this. We're actually dope. Moon in Scorpio, the moon in Scorpio, the feel is extreme. It goes from 0 to 60. So if you feel on Saturday, I'ma do this thing, you are inspired to the hilt, go for it, honey. Go for it in your own way. Because at the same time, Saturday, that moon was sextile Mercury. Yup. So that means the mind is getting in there. The mind says, are we determined? We about to do this thing? Let me make the plan. Let me make the call. Let me hit up the resources. Let me get people to help me. Let me help people see their dreams and make their dreams come true. Let me get in the mix. You did? Lastly, on Sunday, the moon goes into Sagittarius. Finally. Where it's a little bit alleviated when it comes to the emotional energy of things. We don't have to excavate our emotions so deeply and strongly as if the moon was in Scorpio. Moon in Sag says, you know what? Let's get happy. Let's get positive. Let's see the opportunities again. However, some never. The one and only aspect that I'm going to highlight on Sunday is the moon squaring Saturn. And the moon in Saturn says, yes, I want to keep it light and I want to stay away from being disciplined in the spirit. Saturn in Pisces. I want to stay away from being disciplined to my imagination. I got the hit, so let me go. Come on, y'all. Patience. Patience is necessary this week on all levels. Patience with yourself, patience with your imagination, patience with other people, patience with your climb. It's knowing what you know, and allowing the things to come to you. You are a manifester. Jupiter is in Taurus. That's manifestation energy right there. So if the moon in Sag is going up against Saturn in Pisces on Sunday, there's some type of dismissiveness, some disrespect to your spiritual nature, some disrespect or disregard. Let me say that quite clearly. There's some disregard to what Spirit is saying. Like, God, I got it. Let me go now. Like you say to your mother, all right, my face is clean. I got to go to the party. Okay, I got that. $20, thank you. And you want to run. Why? Because Mars in Sag is fast. And Mars in Sag says, I ain't got time to be unhappy. I have to be happy. I have to find the opportunity. I have to make this work for me. But again, boo-boos, patient. I'm doing my best to try not to say Rome wasn't built in a day because it's so cliche-ish, and I was trying to come up with a whole nother saying, but that actually pertains to this week. Rome, Yonkers, LA, freaking Kauai, Alabama, Tuskegee, Alabama. None of it was built in one day. So pause, everyone. Take your time. Be easy on yourself. Be compassionate and loving on yourself. Recognize what's working and what's not working. And please, please, and very please don't feel guilty, nor shamed, or judgmental, or too controlling about what it is you have to leave, discard, and what it is you have to accept differently in your life. Now, before we go, let's pick our card for the week from my favorite deck, Osho Zen Tarot. Let me say a quick prayer for us, okay? What a wonderful card. We are asked to stay in alignment with harmony this week. The experience of resting in the heart in meditation is not something that can be grasped or forced. It comes naturally as we grow more and more in tune with the rhythms of our own inner silences. The figure on this card reflects the sweetness and delicacy of this experience. The dolphins that emerge from the heart and make an arc toward the third eye reflect the playfulness and intelligence, that Aquarius energy, that comes when we are able to connect with the heart and move into the world from there. Let yourself be softer and more receptive now, because an inexpressible joy is waiting for you just around the corner. Nobody else can point it out to you, and when you find it, you won't be able to find the words to express it to others. Don't even try. But it's there, deep within your heart, ripe and ready to be discovered. Ashe. I've been feeling this today. I've been feeling the fact that on the horizon and where we're about to go and what is about to discover us as we discover it is something that we've never, ever, ever really imagined or tapped into fully, for that matter. So I ask y'all this week to stay patient. Look for the harmony and the joyous energy that surrounds you, and know that they are just crumbs to where you're about to go. We're going to experience the opposition. We're going to experience the push and the pull and the power trips that want to surround us. Why? There are forces that are losing. There are people and situations and understandings of things that are dying away, and they don't like it. Bottom line. However, we must move forward. However, everyone must discover their individual harmony, their individual joy, their individual peace. And prayerfully, it matches up with those that we know and love and respect. However, if it doesn't, it's not personal. It's time to get happy, y'all. Happy in the deepest, deepest places so we can make these intelligent moves. So stay tuned, and please and very please hit up my website at wordlifeastrology.com and let me know what you think about this video in the comments, okay? Like and share and do all those things. It helps to grow the channel, y'all. I see that a lot of y'all are watching, but nobody's giving me no likes. What's up? Put me in rotation in this algorithm. Much love to you. Be good to yourself first, okay? So then you can be good to other people. Much love.